Good morrow. Welcome to my latest getaway to Dartmoor. I'm going to make this one brief because I'm going to have quite a lot to say on this one. But I'm in South Brent today. This is part one of my Haunted Dartmoor series. I'll go into a lot more detail in a bit. But I just wanted to say I've just done as you can see, pack-free recce down to where the location is. It's about a 15-20 minute walk from where I've parked. There's a lovely river just like where I'm walking. So I'm talking about the car, I'm going to collect my pack. The location I'm going to be camping is up there. So that's going to be an interesting hike to get up to there. Once I'm on the edge of the wild camping map, then I'll pitch, providing I find somewhere flat. Because then I need to walk down to the location a bit later on. But I'll leave it there for now. I'll pick this back up in a bit. So I'm on Black Tor. Black Tor is basically right above the Brent Moor House estate side. You can see the wall there, that's the boundary. So we're right above it. Hello, welcome to Black Tor. Oh, it's a beautiful day up here today on Dartmoor, and welcome officially to episode 1 of Haunted Dartmoor, which is my kind of new paranormal series. Of course, it incorporates the wild camping as well, because I'm going to be camping up on Black Tor this evening with this wonderful view. And I've already picked out my spot. It's just a bit too early in the day to be pitching. So I thought I'd seize this opportunity to talk a little bit about where we are and what I'm going to be doing tonight. This is, as I've said, Black Tor. It's in South Brent, and running down in the valley there is the river that runs to the Avon Dam, which is run by South West Water. But immediately down the hill here is the ruin of the Brent Moor Manor House. Now, I mentioned this book in my last video, and I've brought it with me to Dartmoor because I want to talk about it and read an excerpt from it. So, as you can see, this book is called Haunted Dartmoor. It's the inspiration for the name of this series of videos. The book is written by a local paranormal investigator called Kevin Hines, and there's a foreword here by Stuart Andrews. If you get a chance to check this one out, it's about a tenner on Amazon. It's a decent book. I haven't read it all yet, but my plan primarily is to try and work my way as much as I can through the A to Z, which is in here. So today specifically, it's Monday the 30th of January 2023. And what I'm going to do is just read the excerpt from this book about Brent Moor Manor House. Today, all that remains of Brent Moor Manor House is the old stone foundations. You could just make out where certain doorways were once situated when this building was in full use. The house itself is situated upon a level area with the River Avon running just adjacent to the building. At its prime, in the 18th century,
Brent Moor was located in the centre of a 3,000-acre estate and has had many uses over the years. It was once used as a farm, a holiday home between the First and Second World Wars, and later became a hostel. Unfortunately, the house was demolished in 1968 by the new owners, the local water company. I have visited this site on a number of occasions, the first being in November 2012 with my good friend and founder of Haunted Devon, Byron Jackson. So that's a bit of history about this location. There's a story then follows in the book by the author about his experiences when he came here to do an investigation. I won't read that out now. You can check that out in the book. So what's the plan for today? I'm going to sort of hang around really up here until probably an hour before it starts to get dark. Going to pitch once I think it's kind of late enough in the day. And then I'm going to take a wander down to the ruins of the manor. And I'm going to carry out a bit of an investigation down there. So my plan is to get down there, like I say, while it's still light. Spend probably a few hours down there and see what happens once the hours of darkness fall. As far as equipment goes, all I've got with me is my phone, and I've borrowed James's GoPro again. As far as paranormal equipment goes, all I've got is a couple of apps on my phone, the Ghost Tube app. Now, I don't know, to be honest, how accurate that is and how well it works. That sort of thing is affected by granite because it has magnetic properties. As you can see, there's quite a lot of it here. Maybe less so down there, but I guess we'll see. I will be purchasing some paranormal investigation equipment as I go forward. So full disclosure, the channel is now monetized. Thanks to all you wonderful people. I managed to get to the point where I can monetize the channel. So basically any money that I make from the channel, which won't be much, but if any money I make, and this is a pledge that I make now, anything I make will be going back into the channel. So anything I make through the channel, I'll be putting towards equipment. I'm going to need a camera at some point, a camcorder with night vision on it, because I'm going to be carrying out some investigations in enclosed places, in buildings. So it'd be really handy to have that. A K2 or an EMF reader of some description. They're not that expensive, but times are tight. So like I say, anything, and this isn't me begging for any extra money. It's just money that I get from the views. I think I've got about $1.50 so far. So any money I get will be going back into the channel. So I'm going to leave it there for now. Thank you very much for joining me on this one. Like I say, welcome to episode 1 of Haunted Dartmoor. So I had a tent failure. You see my little bodge job there with a string. I'm trying to get proper film it. There we go. The where the pole joins, the metal split. I don't know if you can see it. I'll show it properly when I disconnect it in the morning. Hello. It's knocking on for 6 o'clock. So about an hour since the sunset. It's always difficult with an iPhone to tell just how dark it is,
because they're really good at adding light. But it is, I mean, to say we're now an hour after sunset, so it is quite dark. But it's kind of hard to get that idea from what I can see on the screen anyway. So I'm here in the grounds of the manor house. I thought I'd just talk a little bit about the entities, the spirits that are supposed to be here, that I know of anyway. So from Kevin's documentation of being here when he was here, you see experienced two spirits, a male and a female. Right, the male was not happy and had a dislike for women. The female is the one I know the most about. The female was a mournful spirit, so it's alleged that the female spirit is the ghost of a nanny who, for whatever reason, smothered to death one of the children at the house, and then through sheer guilt took herself down to the river and drowned herself in the icy waters. I've just spotted these steps here, and they lead up to this area here, completely overgrown. There's still brickwork here, so I don't know if this was part of the house, whether this is just the gardens, the grounds. Okay. There's steps going up. Okay. So it's dark now. It's not that late. It's only about 8 o'clock, and I don't think it's going to get any darker. We've got a very bright, just over first quarter moon tonight, so there's probably no point me waiting any longer. I need to do the investigation, spend some time here, and then I've got to climb up the hill to the tent. So I can't afford, unfortunately, to stay too late because I just haven't been able to camp near enough to the spot. But what I'm going to do, the reason I bought the GoPro, is I'm going to start using the paranormal investigation apps that I have with me, the Ghost Tube. Like I said earlier, I don't know how good they are, but it's kind of all I've got at the moment. That, as well as that, just my senses really. You know, in between I'll be just looking around, see what I can see, see what I can hear. I've just taken a load of photographs in various directions with the phone on the tripod, just to see if that captures anything. You never know. What it does is it kind of opens the shutter for a few seconds to let extra light in. So I haven't looked at them yet, but we shall see. So yeah, let's get to it. Okay, so I'm going to start the investigation over in this area over here. This is the area where I've just felt the most amount of unease, I think is probably the way to put it. I don't know what part of the building this was. But this is where we'll start the investigation. So finish here, we'll go back over the other side. Sorry about the light or lack of it. All I've got is my head torch. Okay, so we're over here. My name is Al. I don't mean you any disrespect. I just come to see if I can interact with you, see who's here. I'd just be interested to know who's here, how long you've been here, what's your story. Put my glove off a minute. So if you weren't familiar with it, this is the GhostTube app. It works off, I think, electromagnetic frequencies. Obviously I am on Dartmoor, there's a lot of granite rock and things around here, but to be honest there isn't much actually here. I've got trees, I've got a bit of wall here. So I say again, my name's Al. Is anybody here that'd like to talk to me? Anyone at all? I mean, no harm, no disrespect.
Kitchen.
Was this area the kitchen? I don't know. I don't know the layout of the house. Was this the kitchen? Who is that telling me this is the kitchen? What's your name? I'm Al. Can you tell me your name? I've been told that the spirit of a lady is here and also a man. Which are you? Can you tell me? Is this the kitchen where I'm stood now? Or was this the kitchen? I appreciate there isn't much left of the building. You want me to try somewhere else? Is anyone here? Please tell me your name. Okay, so I'm in another part of the house now. There's a clear wall here. Is there anybody here with me? Please make yourself known. My name is Al. Can you tell me your name? Anybody that's here? I'm just walking along the back edge of the building now. It's what I think was the outer wall. Not really getting anything from the GhostTube app. All I've had so far is kitchen.
Up.
Up. Okay. Up. Thing with these apps, you just don't know really if what you're getting is any anything of any sense or whether it's just gibberish. I'm looking up based on what it's just said. Can't see or hear anything. I'm Al. I've come here tonight to talk to you, hear your story. Is there anybody here who wants to talk to me? I'm not going to be here long. I'd really like to talk to you if you're here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the app going in my pocket, and I'm just going to turn my light off and just let my senses see what I can see. Right, I'm going to have a proper walk around the grounds now, see what we can see. The most recent words that came up on the ghost tube were torturer, not, lady, no names though. I've used the app before and usually seem to get nothing but names. I've been asking for a name and I've got absolutely nothing. I do that again now that I'm filming and I'm walking. I'm Al. I mean, you know, harm or disrespect, I'm just here. Just here to know your story. At any point you're watching this, you see something that maybe I've missed, pop it in the comments. I'm not going to stay much longer because it's getting really cold and I've still got to walk up a very steep hill to get to my tent. It is proper eerie, folks, being here on my own, I must admit. I spend a lot of time on Dartmoor on my own, as you'll be aware if you've followed the channel. But it's something, I don't know, maybe it's just the thing about derelict buildings, the history just makes it extra eerie. I might captured any more evidence really, but you know, it's not going to happen every time. I expect I'll do probably, you know, 20-30 investigations and won't capture anything, but you know, it's about the being there and doing it, and if nothing else, just bringing you guys the history of this place. Bloody sure I'm hearing things. It might be the sort of bubbling sounds from the river. keep hearing voices, I'm sure. Is that me bullshitting or trying to fake? I heard it sounded like a baby crying a little while ago. I'm hoping that got caught on the GoPro. I don't know how well you can see me, sorry, but this I think is why I need to have guests with me for some of these, because if I see or hear something, then a bit like with the soldiers that I saw when I camped near Nuns Cross Farm, no one's going to believe me. I need another pair of eyes and another pair of ears. Just want to show you, that's the... Don't know if you can see that, but I was talking and it said yes, and then it's just said leave here. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, I just wanted to show that that's what it said. Right, back at the tent. Don't know if you can see there. There's ice on the tent, so I wasn't wrong when I said how cold it'd become. And I think the forecast for tonight was down to 3 degrees. I would suggest it's a little bit colder than that. Right, I'm going to get in the tent and get warm and have some tea. Top of the morning to you. It's 8 o'clock, just gone. So that, I didn't say yesterday, I don't think, the parking situation is a bit odd. I paid to park at the car park, the damn car park, and it's £4 for 24 hours, which is fine. You know, I like to put a bit of money into the moor, into Dartmoor, but it's weird. Normally when you pay for a whole day's parking, it gives you 24 hours, but this didn't. It just gave me up to 23.59 last night. So what I've had to do is go on the Ringo app this morning and just put a couple of hours on from like 8 until 10 to give me an opportunity to get packed away and down there. I don't even know what time the charging period starts from, because it doesn't actually say anywhere, but I thought for the sake of a couple of quid, that avoids me getting a ticket. Hopefully that's the case. But anyway, I slept all right. Never sleep particularly well when I'm camping. But it was all right. I slept for spells. So I'm going to get packed away. It's a bit of a mess in here. So yeah, I'm going to get packed away, and I'll probably check in again once the majority of the stuff inside the tent is packed away and I'm outside. So catch you in a bit. So there's a better look at the issue. I'm hoping I can just replace the one red pole, but I'm gonna have to have a little look into it. Right, let's get packed down. Okay, so it's 9:15, and as you can see, I'm packed away. Nothing but an Elixir 2 shaped area of dry and flat grass. It's pretty flat to start with, to be honest, but yeah, there we go. So this is the views this morning. Do a quick twirl. So there we go. So I'm heading down over this way. Okay, so I'm going to make this fairly brief because it's starting to rain again. But if you made it this far, thanks very much for joining me on this one. A little bit of a kind of mixture of the camping and the paranormal stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. So what's the plan going forward? Well, I can't do any camping now until I get this tent fixed, so I'll have to have a little look into that. I don't have any immediate plans. I've got another week off in a couple of weeks, so I'll see if maybe I can head out then, but it really does depend on what happens with the tent. So yeah, that was a yeah, it was a good one last night. The investigation part, unfortunately, I was getting bloody cold, and well, you know, nothing was really happening, but like I think I said last night, that's going to be the case a lot of the time anyway. But felt pretty eerie there. Yeah, I'm getting wet, so I'm going to call it there. Thanks very much. I suppose I have to say this now that now that I'm sort of taking the channel a bit more seriously. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in the next one. I have to stop pause the outro for a minute just to show you this. I missed this yesterday. That is a memorial that was put there for, I think, the wife of the owner in the 1800s. I'll put it up on the screen, but there's quite a sad inscription on it. Again, I'll put that up on the screen, or I'll put it over as narration, but that's the memorial, and it's nice that that's been left. At least shows some respect by South West Water, who blew the building up.